Hey, welcome back to Tennessee Buck Outdoors. I'm Jeff. I'm with Adam Purdue, and the name of his business is
Narrow Path Garage and Overland.
That's right. We're what would you consider Auburn or Woodbury?
Address Woodbury.
Address Woodbury, but between Woodbury and Auburn.
Yeah, that's correct.
Anyway, today we are going to do a full service on my 1980 Traveler, and it's got the 33 Nissan diesel engine in it. So this, you will not find it anywhere else on the internet. So let's get started. Okay, now say it.
Well, what I like to do every time the hood gets popped in the shop is just to general inspect everything. Just have a good look at belts. Make sure I don't see any major leaks. Every now and then you'll find some leaves and some crud or some dirt dauber nests hanging out. So I like to just inspect and check everything.
Well, this did actually come back from an Alabama fall cruise, so there ain't no telling what you'll find in there.
A few spiders.
Hopefully no snakes.
Hopefully no snakes. Maybe a cockroach or two.
Oh, I don't think you'll find any cockroaches. I left them down in Alabama.
Ah, okay.
You got a flashlight? Or,
Yeah. Grab them.
And there's one bigger than that.
Yeah, you need a bigger flashlight.
Oh, that'll work.
It's an awful small turbo, but it works. So people, there you go. 1980 was the only year they come out with the 33SD turbo. They put diesels in all of them, but 1980 is the only year for a turbo. So
That makes it mo better.
yeah, it makes it more expensive.
More things to bring.
I like mo better. It makes it mo better.
Look at our boys. Hey, got you on camera. Everything is still looking good on it.
Oh wow. This is really not like the trucks that usually come here, but this is
Little patch.
little.
Drain pan bolt looks good. Brake clean. I don't want that little small wire brush. It's in the top of the yellow cart. Thank you, sir.
A lot more of those small ones.
Liam, if you'll get me the grease gun. So on your Nissan diesel, you know, it's an inline 6-cylinder. And on the inline 6-cylinder, you have all your glow plugs. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 behind there, and 6. But you also have a mechanical diesel injection pump. So this is timed to the engine through the crankcase. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cylinders right there on the top. Each one of those goes to each cylinder through the injector at the top. But to supply fuel to that, it's got to be filtered. So we have an electric pump down here that's supplying fuel from the tank. So fuel's coming from the tank through this primer bulb, which is priming that engine. And then it leaves there and goes through this line into the bottom of the pump, which this is a cam driven pump. Inside this mechanical injection pump, there's a cam that drives this pump. And it leaves there, and it's mechanical still. So it leaves there, comes up through the filter, leaves the filter, and goes into the injection pump right there. Now that is filtered fuel going in, and then any excess fuel is returned. But it's also returned from the injectors through these other little pipes mounted to the side of the injector. Also leaves that same system right there. So we're going to be servicing this filter. In the bottom of the filter, there's a drain bolt. It kind of looks like, almost looks like 2 bolts stacked up on top of each other, 2 nuts. The bottom one will drain this bowl. Once the bowl's drained, then you can use the upper one to actually remove the housing. And again, it's just like the oil filter. We're going to be changing the cartridge that's in that housing. All right. So on the bottom of that filter, as I told you before, there's a drain on the bottom. It looks like it's trying to turn with the bolt that removes the filter. So we're going to have to use 2 wrenches here so that we can drain it before we remove it. Of course, that's not working. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold that upper one with a wrench, maybe from this side, right there, and then we're going to use a wrench on that lower bolt. That way we can drain it. Yikes, not wanting to turn. We might just have to take it all off together. That's alright, we'll deal with that bolt when we get it out. Now you'll see that housing start to drop. Get kind of loose now, it can spin a little bit. Keep working. So it gets loose enough to do it by hand. And once it gets loose enough, you can turn it by hand. This will probably make a little bit of a mess. little diesel fuel is gonna spill out of it. You can have your rag ready or a bucket to catch it. Liam, bring that black rag, please. It's on the lift. Thank you, sir. You can kind of take a little bit of a rag and shove it around there, and it'll soak up any other fuel. And you just keep working it off. Being a little stubborn, to be honest with you. That's alright. It wants to tighten and then loosen, and tighten and then loosen. There it goes. Well, like I said, you're more than likely going to spill some, and that's okay. And then we'll take the filter, and I need the catch pan. So you see the little fuel filter there? I'll show you how that comes apart. Alright, just set that on the ground right there. So when your filter comes off, it looks like this. We're just dumping all the fuel out. There'll be a lot more than that. And then it's kind of just like the oil filter. You'll push that bolt down through. The bolt will come out of the bottom. All right, and then the filter will just pop right off. You just yank on it. Pay attention to the orientation. The cork goes up, the rubber goes down. You got a washer, a spring, your bolt, and then look at all that sediment in there. That's coming from the fuel tank, but that's why you have a filter. You don't want that to end up in the engine. So we'll clean that, and then on the bolt itself, as I told you, that's supposed to be a drain. You're supposed to be able to loosen that independently of this so that you can drain the fuel out before removing the filter. That's your new filter. Your new O-rings. Your new gaskets, the whole 9 yards in the kit. All right. So the stack up goes with, first you put your O-ring on, slide it down over the bolt. Also, that bleed screw I talked about, it has this little felt like O-ring. Goes on there. You can go ahead and screw this in, otherwise you're going to be doing it in the truck, and getting to it in the truck is going to be a little bit more difficult. So hold it with a 17, tighten it with a 14. Don't have to go crazy on it, it's just a drain bolt. So the stack up's gonna go, you're gonna put that through the filter housing. Then you're gonna have your spring. You have a flat side of that spring, and you have a broke, almost looks like it's broke. That's the way it's made. The flat side goes up. Then you have a big flat washer. Then you have a rubber O-ring. Then you have your filter, doesn't matter which direction there. And then you have another O-ring. You almost have to push it down while holding up on that bolt. It is a little cumbersome. It is a little hard to do. And then that will go into the truck, just like that. And what that's doing is the O-ring on the top and the bottom is sealing this filter housing. So your fuel comes into the bowl, goes through the paper filter, and then exits the bolt where that hole is right there. That's where it goes to the injection pump. So when you actually go to put this in the vehicle, it is hard. You have to pull up on that bowl while you start that bolt into the housing. And now we're going to take this whole stack up and put it back into the Scout. So we're going to slide it right into there. That fuel filter is going to seat. And it's going to allow us, once we get it all lined up, that'll be a little bit tricky because there's a banjo bolt down there that the fuel line is leaving the housing on. And that banjo bolt is kind of in the way. That might be a little tricky. Just take your time, be patient. Almost. Alright, that's good and snug. And then you have this little guy over here. This is your, I want to pump you up. Jeff, your plunger's not working.
Well, it used to.
You just pull out, right?
Yeah. Twist, pull, pump.
There it goes. It wasn't wanting to twist.
What does that do?
This
primes
is your fuel primer. There you go. You have to open the bleed screw too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Yep.
I need a big flathead screwdriver. Large. And in charge. Yep.
There you go. You got it.
I can't get the shut off. Ah, we're gonna break up. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna burn it up now.
Brake, pull the nose up. We're going in too steep. That's what Rodney Carrington said. Alright. We got fuel. Now we can tighten that back down. Ta-da! All right. Well, what's left? We gotta put the Earl in it.
And an air filter.
Yep. All right. Liam, if you'll hand me a funnel. All right. So up in here is inside of here is a cartridge style oil filter. Let me get the new one. I'll show you what it looks like. So inside that housing is a filter that looks like this. That plugs on to the front, kind of like where a filter would screw on, but instead it's going to be enclosed in that metal housing. Your new filter comes with the large diameter O-ring that seals it to the block, and then the small O-ring that seals the back of the housing, and then the little red O-ring goes inside on the strainer. I think that's right.
That's your guess. Sounded good though.
So we can plug this up. Oops. Thank you, Lynn. For anybody that wants to know, that's a 22 millimeter socket.
21.
Or what would also be, I believe that's a 15/16. I believe, don't quote that. That could be wrong. We're gonna put a rag up here because when you take that filter off.
Do we need to put a can out here when we take it off up there, or are we keeping it off?
We'll take it off up there and put a coffee can under it. Oh, it splashed. What a splash. All right, so there's your filter. And it will slide out. Big old mess. Right?
Black as pitch.
Yeah, but you know, what diesel oil isn't black? I mean, that's really...
Yeah.
That's normal for a diesel usually.
It sure is.
That's really not bad. Looks like a diesel filter. Smells like a diesel filter. That means it must be a diesel filter. All right, now we got a spring. There's a spring that's in that cap, and I'll show you how all that goes back together. Spring goes on. You need to take this bolt all the way out, because on the very end of this bolt is one of those rubber O-rings that I showed you. And then you just let that filter drain out. We're gonna clean all this off. Make sure there's nothing else in the pan. And there you go. There you have it. Can you give me a rag now?
Yep. You already got
Another one. Yeah, one of the little ones. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Make sure there's stink bugs on it.
Yeah, stink bugs are bad this time of year.
They'll go away.
I'm gonna clean off this housing. Now, some people would be tempted, Jeff, to spray all that with brake clean. And I highly suggest that you don't. Because what you're doing is there's gonna be some residual brake clean in there that's gonna mix with your oil. And you're also gonna take off that pretty blue paint. Now, so you got your spring. Remember I showed you the spring? So the spring actually sits right there inside the housing. So when you go to reload this, you'll have your bolt, your seal, your bolt and your seal, then your spring, then your filter, and you'll actually feel that little bit of spring. So that little spring that springs in and out. And then that will screw onto that housing the same way it came off. The big difference is you have to take this apart. You have a seal right there. Liam, if you give me an orange pick, please.
Yep.
Right there is a rubber seal. Matter of fact, before I ever took it off, there's a piece of it right there. Large rubber O-ring. And it's right here in the package with your new filter. So if you take a pick, there's your seal. That's the seal you want to take off and discard. All right, and then on the housing, right here is your other large rubber seal. This is what seals the canister to the block. Just a big rubber seal. That goes right in front of the canister. So as you tighten that canister down, that's what makes your seal. So now essentially, you've taken, Liam, grab me an oil filter out of the bucket over there. Just a big one. One of the bigger oil filters.
There you go.
So, essentially what you've done is inside of this filter, I think this came off a Ford van, but you have your O-ring, the same thing that would seal against that surface. You have your filter media that's down inside of here, which is the piece that we discard and change. And then instead of having a bolt that clamps it down, you use an oil filter wrench of your choice, and that's what would tighten that filter to the block. But essentially we're done away with, or this is what it evolved to, but this is how it started. So what I do with this big rubber puck, I smear a little grease, just a real thin coat. That's just a little oil right there. I put the rubber piece, comes with your new filter. And then I'll smear another little layer of grease. And that's just so that as it tightens against that housing, we don't have to worry about anything. So now your stack up looks like this. You got your bolt with your washer. Washer stays. You take your red washer, slides on all the way down. That's how it came apart. we take our rubber washer, slides on the bolt all the way down, just like that. Now, take your housing, put your bolt through the housing, all the way to its seats. Take your spring, drop your spring on. Then take your filter. The rubber goes against the engine. The small hole goes down over the bolt. Down like that, and then you want to be able to have that spring. If it doesn't spring, you've done something wrong. Make sure that rubber stays centered and you don't have it off like that. Make sure it's centered. You can see up in there. Now you take that whole housing, filter and all, and put it right up against the block. And then start threading your screw in, or your bolt, said screw. Just like that. Now, we're gonna snug it. That's a 17 millimeter. I don't know what that is in a standard. I don't use them. Everything's metric that I work on, besides an old truck or a Scout.
Or we just prefer metric.
And then you just snug that down. That washer will compress a little bit. That's how it needs to be. So don't let that scare you if it starts to mushroom out. That's just tight enough. You're just pressing that filter housing into that rubber seal that we installed at the beginning. And that's it. Tucker, if you bring over the one of those big jugs.
Big gray one.
Diesel oil is funny. You know why? Because they put it in gallons, not quarts. So what's 2.5 gallons? 10 quarts. Does that sound right? Yep.
So need approximately a little over 10 quarts.
How many do we need?
Well, this is 11.7 approximately.
11.7.
Yeah.
Set the funnel for me.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, here it goes. Boop, 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 boop. This motor takes oil like I take coffee.
Saw how big the oil pan was down there.
Yeah, funnel it in.
Yeah, you don't think what you do with the sugar. I don't like coffee. Coffee's bitter. Do you want to feel ready?
And we don't need much from the other jug either. So you don't have to do that one
We
unless
lost a big light over here, Jeff.
Yeah, battery run out.
All right, well, that's 10 quarts down the chute.
Alright, so that's 10 quarts. You've got a little jug right here. Oh wait, that's coolant. Never
One
mind.
of those is cooling.
Yeah, that was coolant. I didn't know
All right.
that. So we'll need a little
So what we're gonna have to do?
quart and a little bit
Now
more.
what we're gonna have to do is measure.
Yeah. They have been-
Well, it's got sawdust all over it right now because we've been building a vacuum. That little transmission fluid. We don't even really need this part.
We just need the measurement aspect of it.
Yep. So we got quarts on this side and liters on that side.
So we need this.
So what did it say, 11?
11.7 approximately. So
Alright.
do 1 quart and check it.
No, 11.7.
It'll be
If
a
you
little-
go to 12, we already put 10 in. So let's take this up to 12. That'll give us 12 total. And then we'll check the good old dipstick. Wait, what'd you call me? Dipstick's right here. That had it full, but one thing that we have to account for is how much that filter's going to take. That filter is a big old filter.
What is that?
Ladybugs.
Seriously?
Yep.
That's
Ladybugs, because the sun came out and warmed up that whole spot.
For a second, I thought those were honeybees. I was like, oh, okay.
All right, Liam.
Yep.
Start popping those clips. Take that air filter off. See if you found a mouse nest in it. Ah, just kidding.
Actually, didn't look that bad.
Pop that out. Grab you a rag and wipe that out without making it go down to the turbo. Well, they think it's
They'll all be dead.
ladybugs though.
Couldn't tell.
It's crazy how they only go to one area. They won't go to.
Hey, I wish we really had that front one so we could like put it up there.
Alright. Got it clean?
Yep.
About time you did something.
Oh.
Look at this little rubber seal right here kind of deteriorating. We don't want that piece to come off and go in that turbo.
Yep. No.
I'm just gonna take that little piece off right there.
Yep, same filter. We are cool. And circle away.
Push it down. Fully seated. There you go. Alright. And there's your lid. And then you can put your latches on. Alright, so we've now changed the fuel filter. We have the fuel system primed again with the primer. We put a new fuel filter in, refilled the oil. Excuse me, put a new air filter in and refilled the oil. And we're just above the full mark on the dipstick. But when we start it, that's going to take a lot of oil to fill that big filter that we changed earlier. Alright. So at this point...
Honeybees, I was like, oh, okay.
Alright, Liam.
Yep.
Start popping those clips. Take that air filter off. See if you found a mouse nest in it. Ah, just kidding.
Actually, didn't look that bad.
Pop that out. Grab you a rag and wipe that out without making it go down to the turbo. Well, they think it's
They'll all be dead.
ladybugs though.
Couldn't tell.
It's crazy how they only go to one area. They won't go to.
Hey, I wish we really had that front one so we could like put it up there.
Alright. Got it clean?
Yep.
About time you did something.
Oh.
Look at this little rubber seal right here kind of deteriorating. We don't want that piece to come off and go in that turbo.
Yep. No.
I'm just gonna take that little piece off right there.
Yep, same filter. We are cool. And circle away.
Push it down. Fully seated. There you go. Alright. And there's your lid. two latches on. Alright, so we've now changed the fuel filter. We have the fuel system primed again with the primer. We put a new fuel filter in, refilled the oil. Excuse me, put a new air filter in and refilled the oil. And we're just above the full mark on the dipstick. But when we start it, that's going to take a lot of oil to fill that big filter that we changed earlier. Alright. So at this point, we're ready to start.
And let's start.
Hey, what about the yellow guy?
That's cooler. The top off is cooling if he needs to. We'll check this. Do you want to check your radiator
Yeah, we need to check it.
before we start it?
Yeah.
Now that the motor's cooled off some.
Well, you got one little one on, you probably got a tester.
Start it and drive.
Enough protection?
Yep.
I had one. I broke it last week.
We can look at it to see if it's green.
Yeah.
Green's good.
Well, if it was there.
Maybe you don't check
Well,
it.
we need to add some. That's for sure. So we'll use one of the long funnels. I can't even touch it with my finger.
What about the coolant funnel? Or that'd be too big.
We'll use this guy. That way we don't accidentally spill any on the side of it. Ready, Tucker?
Mm-hmm.
A little low, but not too bad. It didn't even take a whole gallon. And then his coolant overflow is right here. I'm gonna put some down the chute for the overflow. Let's double check that. Yep, that's good. And total, about a half gallon.
Where's the cap?
Bad. You know, it's got the two twists.
Oh, there you go. Alright.
There you go.
Alright.
All right,
Ready to go?
Liam, back up, or Tucker, back up.
Oh, you're on the stool.
Fire in the hole.
Well, good thing you were there, Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing I had emergency brake on.
All right.
Were you in drive?
That was in drive.
Oh,
I took it out and I had it.
Sounds real good. Sounds real good. Got oil pressure? Alright, let's shut it off and I'll check the oil. Is it running a little rough? I mean, it's kind of normal when you take the fuel filter off for it, or you gotta get the air out of it.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yep, so it needs a little bit more oil. I mean, That's low, that's high, it's right in the middle. But do you want it to be at the top edge? Yeah.
Right. So you got the jugs over there already. Just keep going.
I think I have the funnel over here, Liam.
I got it over here. The other one?
Yeah. Alright, we'll go, I'm gonna measure it back out in my dispenser. We'll go, we've done 12. Jeff said it takes 13. So we're gonna put one more in it and see if Jeff was right.
Jeff knows more about scouts than we do, though.
Alright, so here's another quart down the chute. Just leave that funnel in there for a minute until I check it. And it's still running down in there anyways.
Yep. There, mama.
That's full on the nose. 13 quarts, you were spot on. Alright, well, pull that back out.
Cap back on. Stand here. Make sure it's not dry.
Alright, fire it up, Jeff.
Just don't be that first.
Just don't be in front of it, right? You're okay to give it a little throttle. We just gotta get the air out of it. We might have to crack that bleed screw again and prime it some more.
What about that starter? Right.
No, you don't.
And it's running. It's just it needs a little more gas.
Your lift pump works good. I can hear it running. It's starting to come alive.
They just couldn't get it down.
You want me to prime it again? Put a rag down there to
You
kick
get
it.
your screwdriver?
Yeah, it's over here still.
Okay.
Ooh, a lot of air in it.
You hear it?
Like open your zone. Wow,
Did you hear all the air come out of it? All right. That's how it's supposed to sound.
Okay, everybody, now you know how to do a service on a 1980 Traveler with a Nissan 33SD turbo. And remember, when you change your fuel filter, you're going to have air, so you got to make sure you get the air out of the system, which we've showed you. Adam, anything else you want to add?
Not that I can think of. Other than, I like your truck. Can you hand it to me?
Now, anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the like button, like I said, and do a little dance. Jeff, Tennessee Buck Outdoors, and Narrow Path. Thanks for watching. Go ahead.
Hey guys, Adam here, Narrow Path Garage in Overland. Just showing you guys a trailer that I put together for my wife and I. We're actually thinking about selling this one and building another one, just because there's always something you want to tweak and improve upon. But here on the back, I just got a Rough Country water tank that I installed onto a Smitty-built spare tire carrier hitch bumper. I think I got that off of Facebook Marketplace or something, off of some guy's project he was working on. But it just opens up, still works just like a swing away bumper. It's welded to the frame of the trailer. Then you have your door. Inside you have all your camping gear. So you got your table and your bins, and that's a 10x10 pop-up tent, camp chairs, all the things you need. And then inside of there's a light to see everything. There's a battery at the front. And that's it for the back. Coming around to the side, we have all LED lights. They're all tied into a nice diamond plate finish. On this side you got your door. Then you got your cooler slide. You can put an electric cooler if you want. We just never did. So cooler's on a slide. And then just inside the door here is your main power. You got your power supply, main cutoff. It is self-contained battery. It charges from your 7-pin with a charge controller. Everything's touch screen. So you got lights on both sides of the trailer, lights on the inside of the trailer, and then you have DC outlets out here so you can plug your phone, or the rooftop tent has a light in it so you can charge whatever you need to charge, all your camping essentials. Again, it does have its own power supply, so that's the voltage that's left on the battery. The charge controller also allows solar. If you wanted to mount a solar panel to the top of your rooftop tent, you can hook up a solar panel real quick and easy. To the front of the trailer, you got your spare. Took it off the back just to balance the weight. Got a drop leg jack so you can pull that leg up when you're traveling. It is a pendle hitch. I wanted to do a rock and lock on it or something like that, but a pendle I already had, so that's why I used it. Cables instead of chains, so that when you're actually hooked up, nothing's dragging the ground or dragging obstacles. Same thing on the light cord. It's a bungee style light cord. The other side of the trailer, around on this side, I have just your trash bag. Some people call them, some people put them on spare tires, some people call them different things. I got this one from All Top Overland Equipment. They're good company, like their stuff. The tent is a rooftop tent. Hard shell, made by Rough Country. As you know, they're all rooftop tents. They all pretty much work the same. One thing that I love about this product versus some of the other similar ones is that the shocks are actually mounted inside the tent. Or right at the top of the rail here. So they don't affect how you sleep. You don't hit them or anything like that when you're sleeping. But when it's closed, these shock absorbers are protected from the elements when you're going down the road or off-road or whatever. I really like that design. Rough Country did a good job with those. My kids sleep up there fine. My wife and I sleep up there fine when it's just us on a trip. The trailer I built, it does have some recycled Toyota leaf springs off of a Toyota truck. And they actually have shock absorbers underneath. If you can get down low enough and look, there is it's just a regular trailer axle, but it has shock absorbers and 6 lug conversion on it, so you can put Toyota wheels, or you can take those off and put your regular 5 on 4.5 wheel on it, which would be your Jeep style wheels. So a lot of people like that aspect, that they can make their wheels match. In the event that they have a blowout, they can borrow a spare from their trailer if they had to.
What size tires?
The tire that's currently on here is a 31 1050 on a 15-inch wheel. These are off of a late 90s, early 2000 Toyota pickup truck. I'm a Toyota guy. I like Toyota products, so I wanted Toyota wheels. You could do whatever you want. The only thing that this trailer does not have that I want to add is trailer brakes. I do not have trailer brakes on it. So in order to do that, I would probably remove this whole axle and put an actual trailer brake axle with it, cut to the fit the way I want it cut to fit. It is LED lighting all the way around. It's a deep cycle battery, just a standard lead acid in there. You can put lipos, you can do whatever you want with those. The battery charge controller is capable of charging that as well. It's a red arc system for those of you that know about those systems. But yeah, it's a good little trailer. Obviously we got a tag, title, all that good stuff for it. We had to go through that process, but that was pretty quick and easy for the state of Tennessee. And so it's a good trailer ready to go if we decide to sell it, or if you want to make an offer, hit me up or hit Jeff up. Jeff will tell me.